Good morning, year one, and welcome to Wednesday's English lesson. Now, before we begin, have a little think. Can you remember the word of the week? Fantastic. The word of the week is compare. Can you remember what does the word compare means? Good job. It means to spot similarities or differences between two things. Fantastic. Well done. Let's move on and see if you can remember the main features of a narrative. But first, do you remember what a narrative is? Fantastic. A narrative is a story. Well done. Now pause the video and see if you can recall the main features of a narrative. Were you able to do that? Fantastic. Let's have a look together as well. A narrative must have interesting characters, a setting, it must have interesting plot, it must have exciting words and adjectives, it must include character voices, it must have an adventure or maybe a problem might be occurring, it must have a beginning, a middle and an end. We can use actions to help remember the words. It has pictures, like illustrations. And you can act out the story. You have character voices, and a narrative must be entertaining. Let's look at the star words for today. My turn, your turn. My turn first. Story, narrative, plot, characters, setting, adventure. Your learning question today is, can you compose a narrative? Your steps to success are, I can use some of the features of a narrative. I can include adjectives to describe the characters. I can use and to link ideas together. Now, think of your own story and the plan that you created yesterday. Who are the characters in your story? Where is the setting of your story? What are your characters wearing? What happens in your story? So what is your plot? What do you think the characters might say? How do you think they might reply? So think of these questions as you're writing your story today. Now, so let's think, what makes a good sentence? Pause the video and see if you can remember. Fantastic, well done. A good sentence must have a capital letter at the beginning. It must have finger spaces and it must have the correct punctuation. So I might have a full stop or a question mark at the end if my sentence is a question. Now, a good sentence must have some adjectives as well. Let's see if we can think of a sentence to write together. I think I'm going to ask a question and I'm going to write, do you want some yummy buns? How many words are in this sentence? I'm going to say it again. Try to count the words with me. Do you want some yummy buns? Fantastic. 6 words in my sentence. Can you help me write that down? What is my first word? Well done. My first word is do. Now we know that do has an alternative sound there. The O is an alternative sound, so it's D-O. Ooh. How to start my sentence? With a capital letter, that's right. So D-O. Do you remember how to write the word you? Fantastic. Y-O-U-U. Then I need a finger space. And my next word is, do you want? Well done. So want. Do you want some? Fantastic. Some. We know how to write this word. Yummy buns. Now, what do I need at the end of this sentence? Do I need a full stop or do I need a question mark? Oh, Fantastic. Thank you for telling me. I do need a question mark because this is a question. Fantastic. So now we know when we're writing a sentence, after we finish our writing, we need to check it. Well done. Read it with me. Do you want some yummy buns? Fantastic. Do you think you can spot my adjectives? You're right. The word some says how many buns, so like it describes the quantity, and then yummy, it describes the taste. So I have two adjectives here, some, yummy, fantastic. Now, let's look at our story plan again. I'm going to be using that today in order to help me to write my story. I wrote yesterday my characters at the top, so I have Sophie, Sophie's mom, Sophie's dad, and the tiger. Then I included the setting. So my setting is the seaside, and I wrote there, one day, Sophie, her mum, and dad went to the seaside. It was a hot and sunny day. The sun was burning in their feet, and they could hear the waves. Then I wrote some of my plot. I said that Sophie invited the tiger for a picnic at the seaside. The tiger was very hungry, so he ate all the food. Sophie, mum and dad were hungry, so they went to the fish and chips shop. So here is my plot. Now I'm going to start writing my story. I'm going to write only the beginning today because I really need to think about it, and I really need to think of the adjectives and what I'm going to write. So I think the first thing that we need to do is to write about the characters and the setting. So I'm going to start writing my story now. I'm going to write that once there was a little girl called Sophie. She lived with her mum and dad in a beautiful house in London. One hot and sunny day, Sophie's dad had a lovely idea to visit the seaside. They wore the swimming suits, packed some food for their picnic, and jumped in their car. So let's write our introduction. Let's write the beginning to our story. So I'm going to start with a capital letter. Well done. So once there was a little. Do you remember how to write the word little? Little, little girl. Can you sound that out for me? Girl, fantastic. Called Sophie. Sophie. Now I can write next to it. So when I start my new sentence, what kind of letter do I need? Fantastic, and the capital letter. So my next sentence that I want to write is, she lived with her mum and dad in a beautiful house in London. So can you help me write that? So she, I don't have any space, so I need to go down. She lived with her mum and dad in a, do you remember how to write the word beautiful? Beautiful house in London. Now, London needs a capital letter because it's the name of a city, okay? So here's my full stop. Then I'm going to start writing my next sentence, which says, one hot and sunny day, Sophie's dad had a lovely idea to visit the seaside. Now, when I start my sentence again, what do I need? Good job, I need a capital letter. So one hot, see, I forgot my words. One hot and sunny day, Sophie's dad had a lovely idea to visit the seaside. Then the next sentence that I would like to write is they wore the swimming suits, packed some food for the picnic, and jumped in the car. So let's write that together. So they wore their swimming suits, packed, packed some food for their picnic, and jumped in the car. Full stop. So this is all that I'm going to write today. This is my introduction. So tomorrow I'm going to write the middle of my story. So can you now go and start writing your own introduction? Your task today is to begin to write your story. Remember to use story language. For example, we know like a lot of stories begin with once upon a time, or one day, or a long time ago. Remember to use some features of a narrative in your writing. Make sure you take a picture and send your learning to your class teacher. Your challenge is to join two facts together using the conjunction and. I'm looking forward to see all your fantastic stories. I hope you enjoyed today's English lesson, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye for now.